go over just a few of these. Very similar from last night. What's the number in front of this variable right here? What is that? Right here? That's a 1. So anytime it doesn't have a number, probably a 1 or it's a negative. So we got how many total? 8n, I mean, sorry, yeah, 7n plus 1n is 8. Remember, we're just counting. You got 7 here, you got 1 over here. How many else you got? Like the bananas, you know, we had shown you yesterday with the pictures, you know, just nothing more than just counting. What about here? What are the numbers? 6 and negative 2 is positive 6. What's the number in front of B? 1. So how many do we have total? 11, yeah. So 10 bananas, 1 more banana. How many bananas total? So remember, you're just counting, nothing more. Keep it simple. What is 5 times 4b? And 5 times 6. What is negative 3 times 8? Negative 24, and then yeah. Okay. Negative 3 times positive 6. Catch up, make sure those are all correct. 5 times k. 5 times 1. And then bring down negative 5 squared. Simplify one more time. 5k minus 5k is what? 0. Okay. 5 minus 5 is? 5 minus 5 is? 0. Yeah. So no more k's. We're out of k's. We're out of k's. So we have 5 left over. That's it. How would you get an answer of k? If you had 5k minus 4k, then it'd be 5 minus 4, which is 1k, which is the same as k. So in order to just have k, you need to equal 1. But if equals 0, I think we're going. Do 1 more. Negative 2 times 6a. And negative 2 times 5. And then bring down plus 1. What number is this right here?
Negative 10.
Good. Negative 10. Don't say 10. I don't want you to do 10 plus 1 and 11. No. Negative 10 plus 1. And owe $10, pay back 1. What do you have?
Negative 9.
Still owe 9. Good. So we're getting really good at that, catching the negative in front of the numbers there. We don't want to keep making that mistake. Okay, now seeing those, go ahead and do the evens on the right column. Now we can see, okay, that's how you do it 100% correctly. Try it on your own and then check with someone next to you after you've tried it. I don't want you having them give you the answer or you giving them an answer. But try it on your own, and if it's wrong, then you can fix it. All right, now let's try some of these with equations. Now we've practiced just without the equal signs. Let's do some with. 6 times v. It's v. 6 times negative 6. Negative 36. Good. Equals negative 84. Now I want you to get a plan before we start these problems. What are you going to do first? What are you going to do second? So solve this. What do you do first? What do you do second? Add 36 first, and then divide by 6. So know this, either written down or mentally, what you're supposed to do before you start. So here we go. Add 36 both sides. Good. Negative 84. So if you owe $84 and you pay off 36, do you still owe money or do you have extra money? Yeah, you still owe money. How much do you still owe? Fernando, how much do you still owe? on now.
Negative 48.
Negative 48. Yeah. Divide both sides by 6. What do you get? 8? Negative. Yeah, don't do all that work and then just forget a negative. Very important, right? Let's have you guys, let's do 16 next. Make sure you have that written down. Oops. 16. Same idea. What does that equal? Write it down. And what does this equal? Write it down. See what you get. Okay, now check. Do you have this? This what you have? Check. Okay, come up with your plan. What's the first step? What is it? Add 12. Because it's a negative 12, you gotta do the opposite. What's the opposite of multiplying by negative 20? Dividing by negative 20. So first we're going to add 12 to both sides, then divide by negative 20. Right exactly underneath. Right underneath the minus sign, I'm going to put plus sign. Underneath the 1, there's a 1. Underneath the 2, there's a 2. Same thing over here. Underneath the negative, positive. Underneath the 3, so you line everything up. Line everything up. It's okay to use a lot of space. There's a lot of space on there. All right, what does this equal? No, it equals 0. Ah, okay, so you have a negative you owe $132, but you pay back 12. So you still owe how much? 120. Let's go ahead and divide. Again, lining everything up. What's negative 20 divided by negative 20? 1. So that's how we get 1n. We don't get 0. Remember, if we got 0 like in that last problem, there'd be no variable. It'd be gone. No solution. Right? So we get 1. That's why we have 1n left over, because this equals 1. All right. What's about negative 120 divided by negative 20? Okay, if you need to, you can divide through by 10, which is the same as canceling out zeros. So what's negative 12 divided by negative 2? 6. And less than or equal to? Right? Yes? No? No. Switch the sign. We just divided by a negative. So remember, that could creep in at any moment. Check your paper real fast. Make sure you caught that. Divide by a negative. Divide by a negative. You gotta switch the sign. So it's good. So yeah, everybody's messing up and on now. Hopefully it'll be fresh in your minds for the next time. No more. Good. Good to make the mistake now, not when you go home and you're by yourself. So now it's in your mind and you won't make the mistake anymore. That's good. Let's see here. Any others? Let's look at the back. Can we do these? We can do these, yeah. No problem. Notice how, like, on the right-hand side, that's like what we started with. Like the same exact problem. It just now has the equals on it. So, 8 times 8. 64. Notice how I'm starting with the parentheses. 8 times r. 8r. Then what? Now we got to bring down everything else. So the 120 equals 6r. Bring that down. 120 equals 6r plus. Bring everything down. That's kind of sloppy. I'm going to rewrite it. Just make it neater. 6r plus 64 plus 8R. So as soon as I saw, like, I'm going to try to squeeze a plus sign in here, it looks all, you can't read it. Nah, you just rewrite it, make it neater, bigger, so there's no mistakes. So look at the right-hand side. What did we do when we were up here? Okay, what do we do on these problems over here? Okay, combine the variables with variables. Like right here, 7n and 1n, we got 8n. So we're going to do those same old steps. Right here, we distributed, and then we had to subtract 5k. We distributed, then we had to add 1. So it's the same idea as what we did before. Same idea. So on the same side, 6r, 8r. What do we get?
4.
6r and 8r is 14r. And then add 64. Okay. Now for all these on the back, I want you to stop right here. Okay. So on all the back problems, I want you to do just the first step, get the equation, and then stop. So for like 20, I want you to do multiply, right? Negative 8 times 6 is negative 48. V. Negative 8 times 4 is negative 32. And then minus 7. Do one more step where you combine the variables or the numbers. Like on this one we had 2 variables, right? 6r and 8r. This one we have 2 numbers. So I'm going to leave the variable alone and just combine the numbers. What's negative 32 minus 7? Negative 39. And then bring down everything else and then stop. So your answer should be equations, and then we'll finish them. But I want to see, the problem is, on these problems, the number one mistake is right here. So I want to check, well, you want to check all your problems tomorrow, make sure your equation is right up to this point, and then we're going to finish. But we don't want to get it wrong every time and do all this extra work and find out you have to redo everything anyway. So let's just stop, okay? Right here, when you get a 2-step equation, you should have a number on one side and a variable and a number on the other side on all of these. So you have one number on one side, whether it's left or right hand side, and then one variable and one number on the other side. That's how you know to stop. One variable, one number on one side, stop. Okay. All right, that's going to be it for today, and we'll finish everything up. We still have a good 7 minutes. You can get maybe the back, get a few more of these done. So go ahead and work until I tell you to clean up. Do not put it away. You are not done. You're going to work for like 5 more minutes, clean up for 30 seconds, and then you can, then you'll go in the bell ring. So keep working for now, and then I'll come around if you need help.